Okay, let's go ahead and call the meeting to order at 6:30. I will entertain a motion to move into executive session under 1 VSA 313A3 to interview an applicant for the assistant select board's assistance position.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? All right, we should be gone probably 15 minutes or so, and then we'll come back into session.
All right.
Thank you. We're coming back into session, and I would entertain a motion to offer a position. Somebody?
So moved.
I would, give you your name.
Yes.
I would make a motion that we offer the position of select board assistant to Carla Lumbra.
Second.
Is there any discussion on that? I just want to say that from the standpoint of her ability to fit into the craziness that will be in town hall for a few days, few weeks, I think she will be a good fit, and she is local, so it will make it a little bit easier for all the oddball meetings that we seem to have every year. So if there's no further discussion, all those in favor of offering the position to Carla Lumbra, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. Okay, now, so Brendan, I will fill you in on there's not much on the minutes from the beginning. Because we called it to order at 6:30 and have been in executive, so I'll just fill you in on that at the end of the meeting. And I gave you all the pertinent paperwork. I hope you've got your agenda. Okay. Alrighty. Then moving on. Approval of the minutes. Well, that I didn't give you, but we can give you a copy. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes from February 26, 2019.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the minutes from February 26, 2019 signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? The motion passes. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes from March 5th, 2019.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the minutes from March 5th, 2019 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes from March 7th, 2019.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the minutes from March 7th, 2019 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Aye.
Motion passes with one abstention. Okay, so we finally cleaned up all the minutes. We're caught up. I can get those all up. All right, additions and deletions. I think the first thing that we need to do is add under correspondence a discussion about a potential new fire station. I believe that we need to have a discussion under the highway department about the Stone Arch Bridge grant application. And again, under the highway, I think we need to have a discussion about the new dump truck RFP and whether or not we're going to finance it or how we're going to pay for it. Anyone else have any other additions or deletions? All right, then moving on, we'll move on to the warrants. And Brendan, the list I gave you are the numbers that we'll read. So you don't have to try to figure it out.
Make a motion to pay check warrant number 1 out of the general fund in the amount of $627,826.14.
What did I do? I know what I did.
You only did one?
I only did one of the schools. Don't we love it? Okay, let's get the right number here.
Cool.
We're not gonna get away with that.
Oh, I'm always gonna try. 627, 826.40. We were just paying the elementary school, we were gonna pay the high school.
That'd be fine with me.
Okay,
Switch it around.
was there a second to that?
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion now that we figured out who we're paying? All right, so all those in favor of paying general fund warrant number 1 in the amount of $627,826.40 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to pay check warrant number 2, general fund, in the amount of $10,211.21.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of paying general fund warrant number 2 in the amount of $10,211.21 signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to pay check warrant number 3 in the highway fund, the amount of $17,639.67.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of paying highway fund warrant number 3 in the amount of $17,639.67 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to pay check warrant number 4 out of the equipment fund, the amount of $600.
Second.
Is there any discussion? This is the deposit for the
The half payment.
deductible.
For the hood.
Yep.
Okay. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of paying equipment fund warrant number 4 in the amount of $600 signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to pay check warrant number 5 out of the equipment fund, the amount of $3,453.03.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of paying equipment fund warrant number 5 in the amount of $3,453.03 signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to pay check warrant number 6 out of the payroll, in the amount of $12,217.10.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of paying payroll warrant number 6 in the amount of $12,217.10 signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to pay check warrant number 12, wait a minute,
No, that one is number 7.
number 7, in the amount of, out of payroll tax, the amount of $5,383.21.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of paying payroll tax warrant number 7 in the amount of $5,383.21 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. Okay. So, then, moving on to the reports. Highway, you want to do a report before we get into the specifics? or-
Sure. I need salt.
You said that last time.
I did. And we
Keep
had
saying that.
3 salting events since the last time I said it. It was a light load, it was about 23 tons. And I'm down to 1 truckload left. So, and then we're still in March and I can't go without. So I need permission for 1 more load.
Somebody want to make that motion?
I move
Or
that
do we
we,
want to yell at him first?
well, hey, it's,
In all fairness,
if we got-
31 salting events. That's what this beautiful
Yeah.
colored book, my record of when we use
It'd be nice
salt.
if we get one storm that didn't end with rain.
yeah,
Okay.
wouldn't it?
But yeah, I would move that we allow Steve to purchase further salt for the rest of the season.
Second.
Is there any discussion on that? Did you want to,
Where are you at budget right now? I know you're,
So I should, according to the numbers that I had at the last meeting, we should be 25 tons over budget
okay.
on salt?
right now as we speak. And 500 yards under budget in salt as we, in sand as we speak.
Okay.
So there,
So what is that in dollars?
So the salt is $74.95 a ton.
Okay.
So if I were to get another 20 something tons on my next load, it's gonna be just over $2,000.
Okay.
So what supplies then essentially is under budget, over budget, so it's more or less leveling out. Okay. Right? So, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of having the highway department purchase additional salt, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
We continued with pothole repair work last week, and we will continue this week with this good weather, but they seem to be popping up
Faster than
rather
you thought.
quickly, but we will keep up with it. Also, the grader's been out last week and again this week, pushing down banks and opening up slots for melting and some rain that may be coming. Also, the grader did break one window in the cab last week when they were pushing back snow. A cross link on one of the tire chains broke, came up and hit the glass. So that's a $300 repair for glass on the grader.
Does it make any sense to look at plexiglass for that?
No,
It doesn't.
no, the yellows.
Does it just cloud?
Yellows, clouds,
Yeah.
scratches.
I was just curious.
Yeah, because it's safety glass, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. One other thing that I wanted to note is, I noticed that in the warrants, there's some hand tools and stuff being bought.
Yep.
Do you have are you doing an inventory of tools? I know we talked about it in the past.
Then we talked about engraving, what we
Yeah.
buy. So yeah, we're only buying what we're buying because we have to, we're fixing things now and we
Yeah.
don't have the tools to fix it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a snap ring pliers, a pair of vice grips, a pair of torque spits. It's small dollar items,
Yeah.
but it's either send it out or bring the tools from home.
Okay.
And, but we will engrave
All right.
with the town's initials on
Yeah.
it.
Cool.
Okay, so is there anything else that you wanted to report, or?
No, we'll just continue on with,
Okay. Then, the road and bridge standards, I handed you a whole slew of paperwork. And you're gonna hand it back. Okay.
so we are in compliance with all but number 7. Number 7 is a guardrail statute, which we currently do not have. But we are up to standard on all those other,
Number 6.
all those items. Is it number 6? Okay, number 6.
Okay.
What's involved in a guardrail statute?
It has to be constructed of a certain material, it has to be installed a certain way, it has to be for bridges, culverts with so much of a downslope.
Oh, okay.
They're not in order. 2 through 4. 4.
The appendixes are just for demonstration purposes. I think it's just page 1 and 2 that the
Yeah,
signature sheet is
I
numbered.
got that. I just,
Yeah,
so this is the only thing that actually goes back there.
correct.
All right, so then what we need is we need to put Town of Townsend in here.
It's like annual documents, Steve?
Yes.
Your company.
This is the adoption, I think we had been, but anyway, I'll entertain a motion to adopt the road and bridge standards, as written, or as what?
As responded to.
As, what did they say?
As outlined.
No, it doesn't. But anyway, let's just put it as adopt municipal road and bridge standards.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion?
What happens if we don't adopt it?
I think
We're
that,
gonna lose funding, monies.
Yeah.
right.
And is there any timeline that we, like, do we have to do the guardrail statute?
No.
We don't. Okay.
Any other discussion? All right, then all those in favor of adopting the road and bridge standards for the town of Townsend, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. So it needs evidently all of our signatures. Again. March. 12th. We'll go that way and then we'll come back. And you get your whole thing. Yeah. No, that's right. And then it goes that way. Do we know who this gets sent to? Or is this something we just keep in our, as far as a,
You got that via email, correct? I
yeah?
have to see who sent it to you. If you forward it to me, I would like to have that. I didn't get a copy on that.
Okay. Did you get that one?
No, so if I
Well,
could,
that actually went through Clerk, so I'm gonna have to go look for that one.
then I'll see who it goes to.
Because it should say who it goes to.
I would imagine it probably goes back to V-Trans, right?
It doesn't say. It just says it's passed by the board. So I will look that up. Okay, just make a note. Okay. Where did that go? All right, so the next thing is the annual financial plan for the town highways. Let's start a separate public. And I'm more paperwork. Okay, so those are the numbers.
Yes.
Okay. So I would entertain a motion to sign the annual financial plan for the town of Townsend Highways.
So moved.
Is there a second? Somebody?
Well, second,
Okay, is there any discussion?
what is that all about?
This is to get our state aid
Okay.
for the roads, based on the mileage and the type of road it is.
Okay.
And it's basically proof that we've raised a certain amount of money in support of the roads for the town.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Is there any further discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor of adopting or approving the annual financial plan for the towns and highways signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. Okay, so this is March. I know this one almost has to go to V-Trans. Yes. District Transportation Administrator would be V-Trans, wouldn't it?
Mhm.
I think I've got another copy of that. We can put your new numbers in when you do it. There you go. Right. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so that takes care of that. Now, the question on the RFP. I think you've already pretty much decided the make of a vehicle you want. Do we have more than one dealership locally?
Not locally, no.
So how do we deal with that?
We can, I mean, we buy internationals in New York in the past. We can shop Kenworth dealers out of state, certainly.
I think that just for the sake of making sure that we cover all of our bases as far as that goes, I do know that one of the many pieces of information that I've gotten on the equipment, municipal equipment loan, has a sample RFP out for the highways, which I can print off for you and get it out to you. if you want to fill that out so that we can get this out. We also have, and I know you've seen this because Craig gave it to you, the application for the municipal loan equipment fund.
Yep,
That has to be in by, I believe it's the 15th of April.
April.
So this is something that we'll have to get filled out relatively quickly if we're going to finance any portion of this truck. Now they'll loan up to $110,000 or 75% of the purchase price of the vehicle. On that 170 we approved at town meeting, was that with or without the trade-in?
With,
That was with, so it's 170 after trade-in.
correct.
Alright. So then the next question would be, how much of that do we want to actually raise in taxes?
So what's the benefit of financing versus raising all of it and paying it off and not carrying any debt?
You're smacking the tax rate big time.
Okay.
I mean, you're gonna pay for it sooner or later.
Right.
But it's, do you really want to have a hit for a $170,000 truck plus an $88,000 bridge
Bridge,
repair?
right.
Plus the school rate, plus the general operating pieces, it's starting to add up to a pretty good sized increase in the tax rate.
Yeah.
Are we using the 50,000 that we raised last year for the grader?
Well, again, that's something we haven't really talked about. I mean, we did look into the possibility of leasing
A grader.
a grader.
Yeah, going
As
forward.
opposed to setting money
Buying
aside
another,
in your
yeah.
account. And we did not raise that money for the grader last year. It was in the general budget. It wasn't a special.
Right, it wasn't specific.
It wasn't a special line item. So, I mean, that's something we can certainly talk about. That would bring it down if we were to use that money, which it hasn't been reserved yet. It's currently in the pot of money Joe's gonna tell us about here shortly.
Yeah, because that's on this year's budget, right?
That's on this year's budget.
Yep.
We can certainly apply that, and then we're looking at 120.
Yep.
But we do have to make a fairly rapid decision on whether or not we want to finance, because that paperwork does have to go in again.
It sounds like that would be the prudent thing to do, just in,
Well, but you have to have, you have to have details.
Yeah.
That's the problem. They want to know who you're buying it from. I need to find out how much the town debt is. Town debt is only the town garage. But the school debt, I have no idea. I'm gonna have to chase that down, find out
Yeah.
what the school debt is. And there's other things on here that are gonna take some time to actually research. Something for our new assistant to do.
yeah.
Well, at the very least, we should get a couple of quotes, right?
We should
And
get,
figure out what the
Yeah, just get the
finance-
RFP out this week and then we can start talking about it.
I mean, I can certainly get you the, do you have any idea what the turnaround time was going to be? Because they do this twice a year. I believe they do it again in October. I mean,
Yeah,
know
that
you-
sounds good.
I know you'd like to get this truck in the works as soon as possible, but, October 15th. If at all, if we're not going to be able to make that April 15th deadline, we might be able to make the October.
Right, because it's gonna be fall before that truck is ready for us.
If we order it now.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we gotta get in the slot.
Yeah.
So, maybe what the smart thing to do is get the RFP out, figure out what we're going, make the decisions, the kind of truck we want, and actually apply in October for the loan.
So, my understanding is each Western Star dealer is allotted so many trucks per quarter. So, once I get on the horn tomorrow and start making phone calls, there may not be trucks available to a customer that walks in the door today until October or November.
Right.
And then it's gotta get shipped to get rigged, so,
Right.
So the sooner we get this completed,
The
the
sooner the
sooner
better.
the better.
correct.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think Kathy's point might be if we could start the process, if it's not gonna be delivered till October, we might be able to,
The only thing that
I mean, there'll
does,
be a deposit shortly, but
the only thing that does is it doesn't give us any solid numbers going into tax time.
that's true.
That doesn't, because we haven't decided exactly how much we're going to raise in taxes, which we'll have to decide in July. if we haven't even figured out whether we're going to get a loan for the balance.
Well, I think we make a pass at trying to get that submitted in time
Yeah,
in April.
I mean,
I can get you the
getting prices
sample.
won't be the holdup, so,
I
right.
can get you the sample RFP
sure.
tomorrow, and then you can kind of go from there. If we make our decision on get the RFPs out and try to get answers back before the 26th.
Yep.
Then we'd still have time to get this finished and get it submitted. All right, so we're just looking at the 26th on the RFP. Okay. Oops, let's get things back in order, otherwise I will lose it all. Okay, so then the next thing on the list is the town clerk's counter money. which is-
Did you want to talk?
Stone Arch
Bridge?
grant.
Oh, I skipped right over that, didn't I? That was probably deliberate. Okay, yeah, because I've got it here with the fire station. Stone Arch Bridge, so I'll let you read your little note.
I received a note from Charlie. Now that Article 10 passed regarding the Stone Arch Bridge, how do we go forward with that small structures grant application? Megan
Brunk.
Bronk has encouraged us, the town, to turn it in. Let me know if I or Lee Petty can help. So, I thought the Historical Society was gonna work on the grants.
Well, did you ever see what was submitted?
No,
You've never seen it? Okay, well, this is what we were given. Which is why my questions came up about the engineering study, et cetera, and he did get a response, or he sent me a response that said they would accept the
the
Weitzner.
Weissner report.
Yes, instead of an engineering study. And the other question, I don't remember what the other one was. Who's responsible there?
Maybe we should hire Weissman to do Bridge 46 grant, or
41?
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah. It
It'd be
says,
cheaper.
says no need for an engineering study as not new construction. And, oh, can we pull out of the stream? That was the other question, is can they work in the water?
Oh, right.
Because there's
And-
stones in the water, I
Yes.
think they wanted to.
But they won't have to have equipment in the water is what the answer was.
Of course they can.
So my big question is, I know that Charlie mentioned that Megan had told him to apply for this as an emergency grant. Are we sure that that does not preclude us from doing Bridge 41 in addition?
What Charlie said to us at the meeting he was at is if it was considered an emergency repair, that we would still be able to get monies for our
Okay.
bridge repairs.
I said, as far as I know, we've never gotten an answer on the engineering study on 41.
No.
I've not seen any paperwork on
Do
that.
we know who it went out to? Did it go out?
And we were awarded
Yeah.
the grant, we got confirmation, but we haven't gotten the paperwork that says X amount of money has been set aside
Okay.
to do this engineering study on Bridge 41. So somebody needs to chase down the actual paperwork that awards it to the town, because we have to accept it.
Right.
Right now, we haven't accepted
Okay.
the grant money. So the question becomes, again, this is difficult. This is a lot of paperwork here that's starting to pile up, and there's nobody really filling the void.
I wonder if Lee Petty, if we could tap her to help us fill out the paperwork for this.
Well, some of it she can't fill out. Some of
Right.
it, I mean, she
I
can't.
have to fill this out right here.
Yeah.
Which I will do. And,
That's it? That's the grant? Is this 2 pages?
Oh, yeah, it's short.
Oh,
Okay.
well, like 3/4 of it's finished already.
yeah.
Oh,
So I'm assuming Charlie filled this out.
I had to leave to fill it out.
Lee filled it out? Okay, so I'll fill out the rest and I'll submit it and then we'll start tracking it.
Okay.
Hi.
great.
Now, the one thing that we do need to make very, very clear though, is even if that grant is awarded, that the money from the town will not be available until next fiscal year. You know, so the end of July is the first money we will see toward that 88,000 that we promised toward that bridge. So I don't know if the pressure to put this through, they also had matching grants from some type of a historical entity that they were going to get some funds from. So until all that money's put together, it's going to be very, you know, there's not gonna be anything available to really begin work on that bridge.
Right.
All right, yeah, did I miss anything else? I got the fire truck, got the, okay, got the Stern Arch Bridge, okay. Then we're moving on to the town clerk now, so you all got counter money. You all should, you didn't get it?
No.
No.
Second time in a row.
Mine's in there, it must not have gotten the big paper. Yeah.
Maybe they just didn't get photocopied. That's the one I missed. I didn't know I was supposed to photocopy it. Only one, huh? You're fired? Please?
I think it's time for a review. We're gonna have to have a conversation about trash bags too pretty soon, I think.
From the standpoint of,
Who's taking care of the two stores and collecting and replenishing?
the collecting, they actually send their checks in, so that the bookkeeper's keeping track of the money. There's a book, when they go out, they sign for however many cases they receive. And then the checks come back into the bookkeeper from the different stores. So the stores are covered. The problem right now is getting them from the basement to the stores, because there's nobody in the town hall that can bring them up the stairs and get them to the, get them down to the stores. That's our biggest problem at the moment. Okay.
Well, I mean, give me a heads up, I can come in on a Saturday and make a run.
Well, the problem is that they're so used to just calling, saying I'm out of trash bags,
Okay.
because Craig was there.
Right.
So we've let them know that they're, you know, we don't have that immediate
Okay.
turnaround anymore. So we'll see how they do. They just all received cartons recently, so there shouldn't be any that have to go out for a
Okay.
while.
Well,
So-
like I said, I can be available
Okay,
to make a run if somebody needs it.
so town treasurer?
Your sweep account, $1,411,623.99.
More.
Checking account is $29,812.53.
Is there any questions? No? Alrighty, then moving on down to correspondence. At the last meeting, we had a request from Terry Davidson Berger about some Leland Gray students co-oping with Brian Schmidt at the town garage. And we decided we wanted some guidance from our insurance underwriters as to what liability we did have. We received a comment from Vicky Abare from VLTC that basically said their concern is with the town being sued. She set a list of things that they would like to see, basically that the contractor indemnify and hold the municipality harmless should something happen. The same with the school. I sent a copy of this letter back to Terry Davidson Berger, and I haven't heard from her since. She was going to take it to both the school and to Brian Schmidt to see if they wanted to move forward But that's the resolution and where it stands right now. Okay. I'm getting quite a pile of stuff over here. The next thing on the list is the listers have made a request to move to the NEMRC software in the cloud. We have found out since our meeting that if the grand list goes into cloud software, that the treasury has to go in as well, and that's both the tax administration and
Bookkeeping.
the fund, general fund balance or bookkeeping.
Mhm.
So in that particular situation, it makes no sense to leave Anita as standalone.
Mhm.
So everybody would be going
Yep.
into the clouds
Netherworld.
software, in the other world, yes. The one thing that we haven't figured out yet, we need to talk about, is the fact that right now the server is running the security, is
Mhm.
running the virus protection.
Okay.
If we take the virus protection off, by taking the server out of the mix,
Mhm.
then we have to figure out what to do about virus protection
For each machine.
each machine.
Yep.
So basically, I guess what I need from you, because it's going to cost us $10 per person per month for these people to log into the cloud.
Yep.
So there's,
How many people?
that's what I'm just trying to
I'm
do.
sorry.
1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5.
So $600 a year,
Mhm.
just to be a member, to be able to get in, to log in, to have access.
Yeah.
On top of this
And how
fee
does
we
that?
already pay.
Yeah. How does that change our current software licensing contract?
It does not. I asked that question.
So they won't. We don't get a break for
It's still,
moving.
it's still a support, it's still a support fee. I specifically asked that question, and we pay, currently we pay $1,418.26 to them for software support, and we're going to add another $600 to that. Now, I
I just
didn't,
can't believe there's no savings to be had by making a move, because that's generally why.
nope, it's
You do it.
gonna cost you more.
Interesting.
Yeah. What are the options though? It doesn't sound like we have a lot of options.
Until the state changes the grand list software, there's really not much we can do.
Yeah.
Because right now, that's what their preferred method is, that's how they upload all the changes and whatnot, so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it makes it nice and easy for them.
It does. So what I need essentially from the board is approval to move forward to contact NEMRC and allow them to switch to cloud-based software as opposed to a server-run in-house.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Is there any further discussion on what's gonna happen or why? It's also going to cost a fairly good amount of money to have them come in and actually make the change.
Mhm.
Is this money in the budget, like a line?
No.
item? No. So- Of course we don't.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so all those in favor of making the move to NEMRC software in the cloud, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes, so I'll let them know they need to get in touch with NEMRC. All right, the next thing is Valley Lions Club just sent a notice they asked to be read at town meeting, and we just didn't do that. But it's basically a notification that they've been in the valley, serving the valley for 50 years. And they're just kind of talking about some of the things their organization's done. They've provided service through Green Up Day celebration, new prescription glasses to those in need, diabetes awareness, community events, financial support to pediatric cancer patients, and coordinating an annual food drives for the holidays, financial scholarships to graduating Leland Grace students, and educational programming in the local schools. So it's just a notice to them, and I guess we should just give them some congratulations for making it 50 years as a
Yeah.
service organization, because in this society, that's not easy to do anymore.
It's a good organization.
So it was just, they wanted notice, so we're just making everybody aware that they've been in the valley for quite a while now. Members of the public, yay, there's nothing there. Select Board Administrative Assistant, we have dealt with. This one is going to take some explanation. Board of Health foreclosure notification. We received a notification, the town of Townsend being we, that, from an attorney, that there is foreclosure service, or foreclosure action being issued against a Townsend resident whom we have a lien on the property. The town of Townsend has a lien on the property. And this was for a Board of Health violation several years ago. You remember this one. Okay. Basically, there was a violation. The town got into a legal back and forth with the individual taxpayer, and we ended up settling by them agreeing to a lien on the property to help us recoup our costs for the legal services that we had to garner to fight the issue. Now it sounds like the property itself is being foreclosed upon, and as a lien holder, we were notified that we do have the right to step in and or pay off the debt and take the property, and or just whatever, however we want to deal with it. At this point in time, the lien is for $10,000, and the property in question would have a very difficult time. I don't know how much is owed, what the foreclosure notice is for, but I would have a very difficult time getting the town involved in another piece of real estate from that
Agreed.
standpoint. But you did need to know that we do have a lien on this property. It is going to foreclosure, and if we don't take any action, that in fact our lien will go away. Okay? Any questions or any?
I'd like to see it, I don't know.
It'll come your way.
Yeah.
Somebody's making really strange.
Phone's ringing.
Oh, that's a strange noise.
I'm not on the call, so I can ignore it.
What are our options?
Our options would be to essentially pay off whatever debt there is and take the property,
Or forego the lien?
or forego the lien, right? And like I said, the lien's $10,000.
Is the property,
No.
okay, it's not rehabitable or anything like that? Could be without a chunk of money being invested in it. So it's not a good investment for the town.
No.
No. And when do we have to act on that?
I don't know where I don't think the foreclosure notification, this is just the fact that they filed. I don't think the procedure's actually begun
Okay.
yet. But because we're listed as one of the lien holders
We were notified.
in the record, we were notified, yes. It surprised me when I received notification, legal notice for the Board of Health. I said, what did we do now?
So there's really no benefit to the town if we were to try to assume this property, is what we're thinking, right? It's got a note on it, and it's got a Board of Health sanction against it.
Right.
Yeah. I would think we're not interested, but.
Well, but that's, you know, like I said, I had to bring it to the board for
I don't know
everybody.
if I'm totally interested in just walking away. I mean, should we talk about it behind closed doors for a second, or?
We certainly can, if you would like to go into executive session to talk about it.
Do I have to act on it right now?
I mean,
Well,
didn't we
what-
just have a property that we put up for bid, that we owned forever and a day, that the
Oh,
town didn't?
Yeah,
No, we didn't own it forever and a day. We just never got paid for it forever and a
Whatever
day.
the circumstances were around it. You good?
Yep.
so would you like to talk about it? Anybody?
I don't need to.
I don't know that I need to. So possibly you give me a copy of that, so I can read it through thoroughly and we can maybe put it on the agenda for the next meeting.
This has already been filed in Superior Court. I mean, it's a matter of public record. It's in the clerk's office.
Okay.
It certainly is public.
So, like I said, if you want to talk about it, we can talk about it. If you don't want to talk about it, we can not talk about it. But what would you like to do with it? I've notified you, which is my job.
But I think should think about it and put it on the agenda
Yeah,
for the next meeting.
I'm not willing to just kick it under the rug because
I
I
don't even
think
know
it's,
what is the value of the property we're talking about.
to me, it's not about the property value. It's about making it legit to the town for what we had done.
Right.
So it's like we levied a situation, and if we take and just throw it away, then we're pretty much have no legitimacy to the next time it happens.
Well, knowing the value of the property will maybe tell us if we can get anything back at all. It doesn't necessarily all go to the first lien holder.
Right.
So there could be something available still.
There's also the possibility of contacting the first lien holder and see if they are willing to work with the fact that we are a municipality. Might hold some sway over what they decide to do.
The only thing that I will tell you, I don't remember actually when this was filed, that lien. And it was sometime in the last 7 years. No,
No,
5
it's been
years.
yeah, it was when we were on the board. So
So
it's
it was
within the last
5 years.
4 to 5.
Because there was a statute, there was a time limit on it, on the lien. Then we may have already exceeded the time limit as well. I mean, we can certainly proceed.
Hard to say, not knowing.
We can certainly, you know, go in and pull the records on it and see. But
Yeah, let's do that.
there was in fact a time limit on the lien.
All right,
Yeah, I think we should do
let's
that.
get better educated.
Yep, absolutely.
So- All right. Oh, let's see if we can find a file that's going to make it home. So far those, I guess, are making it home. All right, then moving on to the contract for Bartlett Tree, the annual tree amount. And it looks like they're talking about a boost for the trees sometime between July and October for $610. And a $200 treatment for the soil, liquid boost treatment. Okay, this is for the elm, the large maple, and the 10 maples on the perimeter. And then we have soil treatment on the Norway maple, which is the little one, and 2 sugar maples located at the northwest corner of the green. Northwest.
Gazebo.
Northwest.
Is it the
That
Christmas
way,
tree and the gazebo?
Towards the school.
I
Person,
had
Oh, yeah,
to
okay.
think about it, okay, right.
church, that's northwest corner.
Yeah.
But those trees, okay.
They haven't been cut down yet.
No, the ones they tied the stakes to, the tents to, right?
Or put the staples in them.
Oh, that's
The
it,
other.
okay. Well, anyway, those three trees seem to have been, pulled out for additional soil treatment for another $200, so the total amount is $810.
Why are they suggesting more?
It doesn't say. One's a boost liquid treatment and one is I'm assuming a fertilizer. I don't know.
Well, would you like me to make a few phone calls to them and find out?
I just get a feeling that, you know, we get into this routine where all of a sudden we're getting added $200 every time. Every 6 months, we'll be in the same boat as the uniforms.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see what, it was 200 above last year, is that right?
I believe it is.
It's been 600 every year
Yep.
for a while.
Yeah.
Or every treatment or whatever it was.
Okay. So if you could let me know what you find out, and we'll get it on the next agenda as well. Okay, so then appointments. The only thing I've heard from so far is,
Social service.
yeah, I've heard for social service.
Some ringers on that one.
Yep, Meredith Kenyon, Kathy Grieve, Chris Cook,
Yep. And Alice Gouch.
and who?
Alice Gouch.
I spoke to Andy Snelling about Wyndham Regional. He is willing to continue on, and I will also continue on.
Where's Regional? Down the bottom
Wyndham
somewhere.
Regional down the bottom.
Next to
Okay. Okay, I'm sure it'd be easy. Irv's going in for some medical work, but if somebody can contact him, and I'm sure he'd be willing to stay on with Wyndham Solid Waste. And I know for a fact, because she stated at town meeting, that Margaret Bills wants to
Wants to weigh coal.
Wants to weigh coal. Mr. Dano, do you still want to weigh coal?
Yeah.
He'll still weigh coal?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know about Susan Hunt, we'll have to ask. I'll do the rescue board again. What do we got here? It says planning commission, who's up? 19, with Bob DeServo.
Yep. And is there still an empty seat?
Yes, there is.
You want it?
Oh,
Okay, Rob,
What?
I'm going up the list, you're going down. You still want to be the inspector of shingles and inspector of wood and
I
timber?
was just loving it.
Okay,
Straight out last year.
okay. Howard Lexi, Barbara Vidal, Alan Fahey, and Alice Gouge. And those would be easy enough to talk to. Tim Schaefer's already set because his term isn't up. I don't know about the fence viewers. Sherwood Lake said he would be the emergency management, so that would stay the same. Okay, I think that's all we can do right now without asking. Helen Holt just came on, but I'm sure she'll do it again.
911.
Yes,
Yep.
so I'll need to talk to Brian. But. Okay, so for right now, let's make a motion to appoint Helen Hoyt, Helen Holt as a 911 coordinator. Sherwood Lake as emergency management coordinator. The select board as the FEMA flood administrator. Rob Wright as the inspector of shingles. Rob Wright as the inspector of wood and timber. Kathy Hagee as a representative for Rescue Inc. Now, do we want to appoint all four? It doesn't matter how many we have. On social services?
More the merrier.
Okay. Then Christine Grotz Cook on social services screening committee. Meredith Kenyon. Kathy Green. And Alice Gausch, all on that committee. Joseph Dano as aware of coal. Margaret Bills as aware of coal. Will Bissonnette on Wyndham Regional Commission. Andrew Snelling on Wyndham Regional. And Urban Stoll on Wyndham Solid Waste. So that, okay. Is there a second to all those names?
Second.
Okay. All those in favor of making those appointments for 2019-2020 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. Okay, so, and if you didn't get those, Brendan, that's okay, because there'll be a master list anyway. I'll go back and,
Spellings are gonna be.
and that's fine. I'll go back and pick it up when you send me the draft,
Okay.
okay? Is this what? This is the 12th. 3/12. Okay, so I'll bring
So
it.
still a fair number of positions open.
But there's definitely positions open, and what I'm gonna have to do is, I don't have a master list. I don't have this electronically.
Oh, do you want me to type it up?
Well, it'd be easier if somebody just sends me the master and I can just go through and make the changes.
Oh,
Electronically, I don't have it.
I have it.
Okay, if you would send it to me?
Yep, I'll update it and send it to you.
Okay, so the next meeting is March 26th at 6:30 PM here. Is there any other business that needs to be attended to?
I move to adjourn.
All right, at 8 o'clock. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we're adjourned, thank you.